Want to be able to one-shot any boss or run circles around circle and slaughter and one-shot everything that comes your way? Well, today I'm going to be sharing you my one-shot Moze Rocketeer build. This is LaserBolt and welcome to today's video, guys. Today I'm going to be sharing with you guys my Moze one-shot Rocketeer build that's going to have you guys laughing at everything that comes your way. It's just a really awesome build. Now, I haven't seen this build anywhere else. If you guys have seen it somewhere else, let me know in the comment section down below. I'll be more than happy to check it out and see if it's very similar to mine. But I'm telling you guys, this build pretty much wrecks anything that comes your way, whether it be a boss, whether it be a Circle Slaughter, whether it be Mayhem 4 that we're getting pretty soon, or the brand new raid. This build is just going to have you guys going crazy. Now, there are a couple items that are kind of requirements. We'll talk about all that stuff. But before we do, I do want to remind you guys about our giveaway. We're giving away 2 free copies of Call of Duty Modern Warfare for the system of your choice. To enter and participate, it's super easy. All you got to do is click the link down below where it says Join Bold Nation, and you guys will be automatically entered. In addition to that, guys, we're having a massive giveaway on stream. So if you guys are not following us in any of our stream services like Twitch, Mixer, or Facebook, you guys should definitely follow, because we are going to have a really massive giveaways that you guys are not going to want to miss out on. So just follow the links down below. So with all that being said, now let's talk about our build. So for our specific build, guys, we are going to be going into Shield of Redistribution, Bottomless Mag, and also Demolition Woman. We're going to get started, of course, with Shields of Redistribution. And our first points we're going to be spending, of course, are going to be in Armed Infantry. We're going to be spending a total of 5 points here. And what this is going to do, it's going to give Moze a shield when it's active. She's going to gain the damage reduction. But the main thing we're tapping here, of course, is the increased damage for our gun, which is about 15%, which has us really satisfied. Then we're going to be dumping a total, another set of 5 points into Drowning in the Brass. Now we're going to jump 5 points here. What this is going to do, it's a kill skill. So it's going to allow us to stack Drowning in the Brass. For every time we stack it, it's going to increase our fire rate. But the main point here is to get that increased gun damage, which is 20%. So if you think about it, we're getting 15 from here and we're getting 20 from here if we're stacking that up correctly. And last but not least, guys, we're going to be dumping 1 point into Experimental Munitions. What this is going to do, it's going to give us a chance that whenever Moze scores a critical hit chance, which we will, and you'll see why I say this is going to be really important and tie in perfectly, she's going to be dealing increased bonus damage of incinerary damage. Now, we are going to be getting a ton of crit hits, and you'll understand why as soon as we get more in depth within the build. Next up, guys, we're going to go with the Demolition Woman skill tree, and we're going to be dumping a total of 5 points into Fire in the Skag Stand. The main reason we're dumping 5 points here is because we want to increase our splash damage, and we also want to increase our incinerary damage. So this is going to be very important, and it's going to tie in perfectly once you guys see the gear together. It's going to make perfect sense why we're putting so much or investing so many points into splash damage. Next up, guys, we're going to go with 3 points into Mean of Redistribution. What this is going to do, it's going to give us a ammo chance and grenade chance. So whenever we do splash damage, it's going to give us a chance to get ammo back for the current weapon we have equipped. And it has a small option to maybe return a grenade. It's going to be really important because our grenades are super duper powerful in this build, and you're definitely going to want to check this out. Next up, guys, we're going to be dumping a total of 5 points into Torque Cross Promotion. What this is going to do, guys, once again, it's going to increase our splash damage, and it's going to give us a chance to double the splash damage size. So the more splash damage we get, it's going to get increased and magnified even more. Next, we're going to be dumping a total of 3 points into Pull the Holy Pin. What this is going to do, it's going to allow our grenades to get our crit hit chance. And remember how we said earlier how we were trying to get that crit hit chance damage right here with the incinerary damage, which is the Experimental Munition? Well, what this is going to allow us to do, it's going to allow us to get crit hit chance with our grenades. So it's going to give us that incinerary damage when we're getting those crit hits. Next up, we're going to be dumping 1 point into Auto Bear. I always like picking Auto Bear. The reason why is because Auto Bear helps for 2 things. Number 1 is distraction. Number 2, it gives you like a nice little save point that you're always able to hop on and then hop out if you're in danger. And it's, you know, it's distracting, and it helps out a little bit. So anytime he's there, I do want to see him buff though, but anytime he's there, it helps out quite a lot. Then we're going to be dumping a total of 5 points into Vampire. Now, it's very important that you understand how this works, because you want to make sure you're doing this correctly. You want to make sure that when you see your health go down, you lob your grenade and wait for it to actually hit. That is when this procs. It does not proc when you throw the grenade. It procs when it actually hits the enemy. And what this does, it pretty much restores 20% of your missing health per hit that you get per enemy that you hit with the grenade. So you want to make sure you're throwing this, but you're waiting for it to actually hit the person. Next up, we're going to be dumping a total of 2 points into why can I carry all these grenades. It's just going to give us more grenades. It's going to increase our grenade capacity. We're going to be dumping 1 point into the last. And what this is going to do, it's going to allow us to throw a grenade when we go down. So when we enter fight for life, it's going to allow us to throw a grenade, and our grenade is extremely OP. So this is going to come quite in handy. Now, this is not like a super tanky build where you're going to be able to tank everything. This build is meant to be played in the fight. You're able to have to go in there and fight people, and it's meant for you to have nice survivability. But in case you go down, the grenade will save your booty and keep you alive and get you back into the game. We're going to be dumping 5 points into Cloud of Lead, and once it's completely maxed, it's going to give us increased bonus or incendiary damage of plus 11.25. Now, what this is going to allow us to do, it's also going to give it some to Iron Bear as well, but it also allows us not to consume some damage when we're applying that incendiary damage, which is pretty cool because the more ammo we have for our gun, the better it's going to be. Then we're going to be dumping a total of 3 points into Stoke the Embers. It's going to increase Moze's and Iron Bear's incendiary damage. Really important once again. I like the fact that it pushes it all the way up to 30%. Then we're going to be dumping 1 point into Redistribution. After Moze scores a critical hit, she regenerates ammo for a few seconds. So remember, we lob our grenade, we get that crit hit chance with our grenade is going to give us ammo back, which is really important, especially for this build and the gear we currently have. Next, we're going to be dumping 1 point into Scrappy. While Moze is moving, her weapon swap and her speed is increased. The only reason we're going with this is because it comes quite helpful. I highly recommend you guys definitely pick it up. Last but not least, guys, we're going to be dumping 1 point into Scorching RPMs. It's going to increase our fire rate, which is going to be really important based on the gear that we have. And it's also going to increase our critical hit damage, which we're trying to get as much as we possibly can. But overall, in general, guys, that is the complete build put together within the skill trees. All right, so now let's take a look at our gear, guys. So for our gears, as you guys notice, we're running this rocket launcher. And the reason why we're running this rocket launcher is because of the Anointed perk. After exiting Iron Bear, gain 120 increased splash damage for 18 seconds. Remember all the splash damage we put into our skill tree? This is even going to magnify that even more when we're using this rocket launcher. The next weapon we're going to be using is the Face Puncher, and this is going to allow us to apply terror effect to ourselves whenever we shoot this weapon. The only reason we're using this weapon is because we're applying that terror to ourselves, and you'll understand why we're applying that terror to ourselves. Next, we have the same rocket launcher, but with different different. We have cryo and we have shock damage. This is only going to be depending on whatever modifier is in the game, and primarily I mostly run Incendiary and Shock. Those are the main ones, or Corrosive. Those are the main ones I run. But based on the thing that we're doing, it depends. But I like to run all three of them. I switch them back and forth and shoot. I actually shoot all of them, to be honest, quite honest. But that is the kind of like the gist of the build. Your main requirements, of course, is the rocket launcher with this anointment, and of course the Face Puncher. Now, if you're able to apply terror to yourself without the Face Puncher, we'll go ahead and switch it up to something that you feel comfortable that you're able to apply terror with you. Now, let's talk about the meat of the build. So, for our shield, guys, we are going with the Marksman Rerouter. This is really important because, once again, this is letting us apply extra damage. So, basically, what this shield is going to do is just going to give more damage output when we shoot our weapon. It's going to take a little bit of a chunk of our shield, but it's just going to do out more damage. In addition to that, it comes with a terror effect. While terrified, gain increased damage and fire rate the more terror you have. So remember, we're using our Face Puncher to apply terror. It's going to give us more damage. In addition to that, the shield is going to do more damage when it drains some of our shield, which is really important. Now, if you feel that this is draining too much of your shield and you're going down too frequently, you can always run the one that gives you extra ammo and extra, grenades. That one should work a little bit better. But I feel like since we're running that perk where it lets us lob our grenade when we go down, it doesn't really matter if we go down because we'll be able to get back up super duper fast. Plus, that extra damage we get from the shield is extremely important. Next, we're a class spot, guys. We're running the Bloodletter. Now, the only reason I'm running with this Bloodletter is because of the flavor text, plus 28% splash damage, which we're going to be using a lot, plus 25 weapon damage, and plus 31 heavy damage. Basically, you add all these up, it's going to give us about almost 100% extra damage just from the rockets alone. And since our rockets are our primary weapon, we are going to be doing a ton of that. Next up, guys, of course, is our artifact. Reason we're running this one, once again, for the flavor text, heavy damage, and of course, that plus 33 aerial effect damage. Since we have splash damage, this is going to increase the aerial effect of that splash damage. Now, you're able to swap this out with anything else, like if you want incinerate bonus damage, or you want cryo extra damage. You're able to swap it out as long as you have nice flavor text like this one right here. And last but not least, what makes this build extremely powerful, of course, is the recurring Ghost Call grenade. This is super duper OP. You guys don't understand how OP this grenade is, and it's actually really awesome. Now, if you're able to get this one with the terror effect that you get extra ammo when you're terrified, that is the god roll. If you guys have that, and you guys wouldn't mind sharing that on PC, name is LaserBolt on Epic. If you guys could do me the favor of mailing it to me, I would greatly appreciate it. That is the complete gear that you're going to need. Now, if you're fighting a boss, the only change you want to make is go ahead and get rid of this rocket and switch it over for the Unforgiven. And basically, you just want to do the quick swap. So what you'll do is you'll get on your Iron Bear, so you can get that extra 120% when you exit your Iron Bear. Shoot the face puncher twice, applies that terror, giving you that extra damage. Shoot your rocket launcher, swap over to the Unforgiven, and boom, the boss is completely dead. Now let's talk about how this build works and what you're going to need to do to actually make it work. So it's going to be very similar to the boss build. All you have to do is go ahead, get on Iron Bear, hop out of Iron Bear. You're going to get that extra 120% damage with that splash damage. Shoot your face puncher, lob your grenade, shoot the rocket launcher, boom, any enemy that comes your way is completely dead. Rinse and repeat, and you guys have yourself an amazing build. Now, if you guys would like to have this whole build without having to go farm for stuff, let's try to get this video to 200 likes. If the video reaches 200 likes, I'll be uploading this build on my Discord channel. The link to my Discord channel is down below. And if you guys want to make sure that happens, is the best way, of course, is dropping the likes, sharing this video with your friends so we can even get more likes, and you guys will have this build completely shared with you guys on the Discord channel. If there's something you guys would change from this build, let me know in the comment section down below what that is. And don't forget, for amazing Borderlands 3 builds and cool Borderlands 3 content, keep it locked on this channel, and I will catch you guys on the next video.